It's no secret that dropshipping is one of the most attractive businesses to start making money online in 2023. And why wouldn't it be? An average dropshipper is making $100,000 per year in profit. And there are a lot of people who are making a lot more than that. On the other hand, there's tons of people who are trying to make it work, who are spending money on this business, testing product after product, and nothing seems to work for them. Why is that? Well, in this video, I'm going to share with you 7 tips from 7 different dropshipping millionaires to help you get your business to the next level and finally start making those profits to get the financial freedom you want. So stay tuned. And trust me, I know exactly how failing dropshippers feel like, because I was one of them not that long time ago. I started dropshipping only in January 2022, so just over a year ago. I'm still very new to this game. And for the first 7 months of my journey, I lost over $18,000 and nothing had worked for me. I've recorded this entire journey on this YouTube channel so you can watch my previous videos and see exactly how I felt and what mistakes I made that made me lose $18,000. But 7 months into my journey, I finally found my winning product, which basically had changed everything for me. Right now, I have a team that helps me to build this business, and everything is completely different than it was 1 year ago. So if you have the right guidance and most importantly enough persistence, you can get there too, and you can start making 6 figures in profits per year. But you have to be willing to learn and be patient to get those results. So just to put things into perspective, the first 7 months I lost $18,000, but after I found my winning product, which was about, let's say, 6 months ago, we have made $183,000 in sales alone with this product. Not counting different products that we were testing that did bring some sales. This is just this product alone. And yesterday alone, we have made $1,500 in sales. And by the way, just to put things into perspective even more, it's still January, which means we are right in between of Chinese holidays, so we're not scaling that intensively because China can't fulfill the orders. But nevertheless, still $1,500 in sales yesterday, 6 months after finding the winning product. So dropshipping is definitely working, but like I said, persistence and the right guidance is the key to success in this business. Hence, the 7 tips from 7 different dropshipping millionaires. Let's dive in. So the first tip comes from 25 years old entrepreneur Jordan Welch. Now, Jordan is a YouTuber, dropshipper. You might know him from his famous YouTube channel. And fun fact, Jordan became a dropshipping millionaire by the time he was 23 years old. And his advice for us is, and I quote, "Nowadays, the only way to win is focus on becoming the best marketer and finding a high quality product that people actually want to use." And I agree with this 100%. There's 2 different parts to his advice. Number 1 is that you have to become really good at advertising your products. And I believe that because when you create advertisements, let's say on TikTok, you create your videos, if they are poor quality videos that people can't really relate to, they will not click on your ad, they will not go to your store, and they won't even find out what your product is all about. But on the other hand, the second part of his advice, which in my opinion is even more important, is that finding the right product, the products that sell themselves, is the key to success in dropshipping. And I believe this is what happened to me. I found a product that people simply wanted. They needed to have it. When they seen the advertisement and understood what the product is all about, they needed to have it. And this is crucial because with the right product and the right ad, even when your store and website and copy on your store is not very high quality, people will still buy. So this is very good advice from Jordan. So the tip number 2 comes from the OG dropshipper 𝗥𝗲𝗰. Now 𝗥𝗲𝗰 is the youngest millionaire on my list right here. He's only 20 years old and already making millions of dollars every single year. Now, fun fact, 𝗥𝗲𝗰 is the first YouTuber that I started watching when I got interested in dropshipping. Now, he started dropshipping back in 2018. And only 9 months after he found his winning product, he was able to generate $324,000 in sales with his first store, a huge achievement. Now, 𝗥𝗲𝗰 gives us the following advice, and I quote, Your advertisement is the first thing that people see in regard to your store. It's the thing that gets them to your store and can make or break your whole dropshipping business. And I couldn't agree with this advice more, because knowing how to advertise your products is the #1 skill that you have to master. Because think about it, you could have the best product in the world that everyone would love to use, but if you don't know how to put it in front of people and how to get those people to understand what your product is, you will never get people to your store and you will never make sales. So knowing exactly how to create the advertisement, to put it in front of people and do it in a way so that they understand the product immediately is the key to success. Now this kind of relates to the same advice what Jordan gave us in tip #1, which is mastering your marketing. So if you can take one advice from this entire video, go and study how to market your products to the best of your ability. This is definitely going to help you to make profits with your dropshipping store. Let's go ahead to tip #3. And the following advice comes from probably the most successful e-commerce entrepreneur on this entire list, a 27-year-old entrepreneur named 𝗥𝗲𝗰. Now, Dave was only 16 years old when he first started his e-commerce journey. He was reselling products on eBay. However, in later years, he created a brand named 𝗤𝗲𝗰, which is now worth over $250 million. In 4 years since he created the brand, he was able to generate whopping $450 million in sales with this one single product. And Dave's advice for us is, and I quote, "To have a really successful $100 million product, your product has to be replenishable." And what that means is that you have to have many different variations of your product, but not only that, you have to continuously and consistently upgrade your product in your store. Upload different variations of the product, different colors, just simply different variations, so that the customers who already gave you money and purchased your product can later on come back and give you even more money. It's a brilliant advice, very simple, very straightforward, but one of the best advices you can get. Because if you think about it, every dollar you spend on advertising is a dollar that you'll never get back. So all the customers that you bring into your store, you want to and you have to squeeze as much as possible from them, while obviously keeping them satisfied. Think about it, all those people who already paid you, gave you money, trusted your brand, are people who, if they are satisfied, will give you money again. So your job as a successful e-commerce owner is to consistently upload and upgrade the same product so that they want to come back and buy the new variation of your product. Same as with your mobile phones, like with iPhones or Samsung. Every year they are releasing new products, and even though you already have that phone, you want to come back and get the latest upgraded version. Do the same with your products and you're going to build long-term, sustainable, worth $100 million brand, starting off with just a simple dropshipping store. Super cool advice. Let's go to the next one. Now, the tip #4 comes from a British dropshipping entrepreneur, 𝗥𝗲𝗰, or better known here on YouTube as the Ecom King. Now, 𝗥𝗲𝗰 is a very successful dropshipper who have built multiple 6- and even 7-figure stores, even here on YouTube, showing you how to do that starting from scratch. 𝗥𝗲𝗰 knows exactly what he's talking about, and his advice for us is, and I quote, "I do believe the best opportunity right now in dropshipping is TikTok organic method." Very interesting. The profit margins are between 40 and 60%, and you just can't argue with those numbers. Now, this advice is very interesting for me because I recently started seeing a lot of people making it work with TikTok organic method. Now, I personally never tried organic methods to bring in sales, but that being said, I did lose $18,000 in the first 7 months of my journey, and 80 to 85% of all that money went to advertising, either on Facebook or TikTok. So maybe, had I tried TikTok organic method from the beginning, I wouldn't lose so much money and I would start getting profits a lot sooner. Now, I definitely will try organic methods on TikTok this year myself, and I would definitely recommend that if you are on the limited budget, you try using them as well. Study how to do it properly and take advantage of this, because very soon this could go away the same way as it happened with Facebook back in 2018. So very good advice. I'm definitely going to try it this year, but for now, let's move on to the next tip. And by the way, if you like this video so far, make sure to leave it a thumbs up and leave your comment down below. Let me know which tip resonated with you the most. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to the channel, because I will be releasing a lot more videos just like this one, if not better, in the very near future, helping you to succeed with dropshipping in 2023. But for now, let's move on to tip number 5 from 𝗥𝗲𝗰cie𝗺𝗀𝗱𝗧. Now, 𝗥𝗲 was definitely not an overnight success story. Like many of us watching this video, he has been struggling for years to make it work and succeed. However, several years ago, 𝗥𝗲 built his first dropshipping store on eBay selling sportswear. And this is when he started seeing some type of results. So he continued working on the business, later on moved to Shopify, and in 2018 he found his huge break because he generated over $5 million in sales with his stores. Now, 𝗥𝗲's advice for us is, and I quote, "If you're just getting up and running with things, and if you wanna test quickly and not waste time, start a general branded store. You can learn what's working and then start a niche store or start one product store." Now, 𝗥𝗲's advice is the exact same advice that ACHAMPTON gave me when I was going through his coaching. But his advice goes against to my own advice that I gave you guys a couple videos ago. And here's what happened. I decided to run a test because I was tired of hearing different gurus giving me different stories. Some gurus tell you that you should start one product store. Some gurus tell you to start with general store. I didn't know what to do, so I took my own winning product and I put this exact same product with the exact same copy, exact same pictures, both in one product store and general store. And then I started running the exact same ads in the exact same ad account with exact same pixel to both of those stores to see which store will generate more sales, and maybe they will be equal. And then what I found out, and you can watch it in the video as well, is that the general store didn't generate that many sales, to be honest, whereas one product store not only generated sales but generated huge profits. So this showed me that one product store had a lot more power to sell products because probably people trusted that brand a lot more. And based on that, I'm always giving you guys an advice to start one product stores. At the same time, a lot of people say that you can't succeed with general stores. My own opinion is this: if you are on limited budget and you want to increase your chances of succeeding as much as possible, you probably should go with one product store, because you can't go wrong with that. It will definitely seem more trustworthy and you can't get hurt by that. Whereas with one product store, yes, it will help you to test products a lot faster. So if you are on the bigger budget, it will help you to go through a lot of products to finally find a winner. But most of us don't have limited budgets to go through, right? So one product store, in my opinion, is the best way to go with. Or niche store. Niche store is probably very similar to one product store, so that is fine too. But general store, generally, I wouldn't recommend it if you don't have big budget to burn a lot of money on ads to test a lot of products. This is my own advice. Take it or leave it. But for now, let's move on to the next tip. Tip number 6. Now the tip number 6 comes from my most recent mentor slash guru on YouTube called 𝗤𝗪𝗀. Now 𝗤𝗪𝗀 made over $10 million in sales with Shopify dropshipping. He is pulling tremendous figures in sales with TikTok ads. He knows exactly what he's talking about. You can see it in his videos. He's very confident when he's talking about marketing. He just knows what he's talking about. And his advice to us is that number one thing that you should focus on in your store is your offer. Don't bother about the design, copy, or anything else. Everything else is secondary. The number one thing you need to worry about is your offer. And you know what? I agree with this 1000%. And here's why. In October, my currently winning product slowed down in sales tremendously. So to put things into perspective, both in August and September, I was making over $9,000 in profit, both of those months. But then in October, suddenly everything came crashing down. I made only $2,000 in profits, and only because I made a lot of sales at the beginning of the month. Rest of the month was very, very bad. I didn't know how to revive this entire product, so what I decided to do in November is create completely new offers. So instead of offering my product for 50% off, I decided to do buy one get one free, but this time charge shipping costs. So I didn't lose any money, but I simply switched the offer. After I did that, November was the biggest month I've ever had, making me over $11,000 in profit. So offer is definitely something that will make or break your business. Make sure you figure out how to create great offers using different bundles, using different Shopify apps, and you can definitely increase your chances of succeeding with dropshipping in 20 and 23. But for now, let's move on to the last tip, tip number 7. And the last tip, tip number 7, comes from not necessarily a millionaire just yet, but someone who really cares for you and wants you to succeed. Jakub 𝗤𝗲𝗏𝗧cie. And in all honesty, I have two advices for you guys, and I believe that the advice I'm going to share with you is something that you have to take very, very carefully and put it inside your heart. It's so important, in fact, that no other advice will come useful if you don't have what I'm about to share with you. And it is that you have to have tons of resilience and a lot of patience when getting into this business. Unfortunately, dropshipping has been marketed as a get-rich-quick scheme on YouTube. It shows you that you can make money overnight, you can become successful and profitable literally within your first or second product, where in reality 90% of people who try dropshipping have a completely different experience. It's just what it is. But if you have resilience, if you have patience, and you understand that it takes time, you're not gonna stop even after the 10th or the 15th product you're testing. Let's face it, this whole thing is just a numbers game. Sooner or later you will find a winning product, but just remember that it might take longer than sooner to actually find it, but at the end it's still going to be very, very worth it. And the advice number 2, following the advice number 1, is that after you find your winning product, the first thing you should do is hire a virtual assistant who will handle your customer support. And here's why. Finding the winning product will be overwhelming enough. It's going to be disheartening at times because you're going to be putting a lot of time and money behind the products that are not going to work. Eventually, after months of searching, you're gonna find your winning product. You're going to be super hyped and excited, but then customer emails and complaints will start flooding in. At the beginning, it's only few, not a big deal, you're still excited. But the more sales you're going to make, the more complaints you're gonna get. And let's face it, dropshipping is a business where shipping products take 2 weeks time, and people are not used to that. Even though they buy your products, they'll still expect those products to come to their fast. And after a week, they are gonna get frustrated, they are gonna complain and send emails to you. And eventually, the more emails you get, it's gonna get into your head and you'll start feeling overwhelming. You'll think to yourself, I've waited so long to find this product, now I find it, people are not happy, you know, I'm gonna get in trouble. It's just gonna feel very overwhelming. Don't go there. Hire personal assistant. You can get that for 30 to 40 bucks a week, which is nothing comparing to the profits you will be making with your product. But this will help you to detach yourself from the problems, let customer service handle those problems, and trust me, it's an easy fix. A couple of emails sent to customers, they are gonna get calmed down. It's not a big deal, you're not gonna get in trouble. But when you do that for the first time, it will feel overwhelming. So let your customer service deal with that while you can have clear head, excited head by seeing all the profits and use all of that energy into squeezing even more profits from the product that you have. So these are the two advices from me personally. take it or leave it. But for now, that's it for this videos, guys. And if you liked it, please make sure to leave it a thumbs up. Leave your comment down below, let me know which tip you resonated with you the most, and most importantly, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel, because I will be releasing a lot more videos just like this one, or if not better ones, in the near future, which will help you to succeed with dropshipping in 2023. But for now, that's it from me. Thank you so much for your time, and see you in the next one. Take care.